Internet, good morning. My name is Magnitude. Welcome to some more Digimon ReArise PvP. The team is 120-4 in this Tenacious boost week. I'm going to be doing, I got 5 games that I record here. I'm going to be doing them live. I'm going to talk a little about the team, a little bit about what the boost week is, and then I'll probably give a little more in depth about what the team is. So this is just 5 games I recorded right in a row. It's 120-4, so take that for what that is. I got a strategy I'll use, but I will explain a little bit first about what the PvP week is. So Digimon that are Tenacious, which are the yellow backgrounds, which like that guy right there, the Imperialdramon, and the Diaboromon that I have, and the Grankuwagamon, those Digimon get a 30% stat boost to all of their stats. That's all Tenacious Digimon. So on the surface, you're like, let's just fill it with Tenacious Digimon, and then we'll have an advantage over everyone without Tenacious Digimon. That works, I think, for most weeks other than the final 2 weeks, because every type of Digimon, Tenacious is a type, Devoted is a type, they'll do one thing and excel at one thing. Tenacious Digimon are fat defenders. So if you get a team of 5 fat defenders and you are pretty much just going to be fat defending, the game's going to go on forever, becomes a war of attrition, and it's really hard to overpower your opponent. So I have a team that I've developed that has 3 main Tenacious attackers, as well as a Deft Digimon that helps out with the rest of the team. And that, I'm going to explain a little bit about what they do and what they are. So first, we'll go with the MetalGreymon, and that MetalGreymon is an Ultimate Digimon. Now, doesn't really do much aside from one thing specifically. And that one thing specifically is its sub-skill, where it increases all allies' power by 80%. That's 80% because I got level 10, it's the highest that it is. So, it boosts the main stat of all the Digimon that I'm using, including that Deft Digimon, that Barbamon there. All Tenacious Digimon use power, so something that boosts power is great. So generally, I'll lead off first with I'll try to use that first, and then I'll get a damage boost on all my Digimon. That also means that all my Tenacious Mons have a boost as well on top of that, so they get extra 110%. So it's really nice help. It makes my Tenacious Mon even more powerful, and it lets me try to punch holes in things quicker. So its main skill, it's okay. It hits all enemies for a little amount of damage. Its passive skill increases its own pinpoint rate. So it doesn't really do much. It increases its own pinpoint rate, but it has one skill that hits all enemies. So that's essentially worthless. But its big thing there is that increases all allies' power by 80%. That's what you like to see in that environment. Next up, I want to go with the Barbamon. That's usually the Digimon that I have selected as my second skill over the course of a match. That is that Digimon there in the middle. It's in the middle of my bars at the bottom, but I think he's in the middle back row. He's that wizard-looking Digimon. So he's got a high HP stat by himself, and he's got a nice, solid attack stat, but his real value comes in what his skills do. So we'll talk about the main skill that I use, which is actually his main skill. It deals, I only have level 6 out of 10, so it deals 215% damage to all enemies, which is nice. Hitting all enemies is nice. It's got a 40% chance to inflict error on them, which is fantastic because error is not a very commonly defended skill. And especially in the Tenacious week, you'll get a lot, like I said, you'll get a lot of high defense, high HP Digimon. So if you can inflict them with a status, that in this tech hits all of them, has a chance to inflict a status on all of them. That is fantastic. That is great. That is just the best. And it decreases all enemies' power damage resistance by 20%. So in addition to possibly causing error, what it does is it makes every enemy more susceptible and takes more damage from power stat attacks, which all the Digimon on my team have a power stat. So it hurts all. So pretty much the order of my turns goes: Wargreymon uses its boost, right? And then we have Barbamon using its move to hopefully try and get some error on there. But the worst case, it just makes all the enemies take more damage from all of my Digimon anyway. So it's a very, very nice situation to hopefully find myself in, and that allows my big boppers, my big attackers to finally come in and do some damage. Now let's actually get talking about those guys. Let's go talking about those guys. English, my first language, I swear, I promise. I promise it is. My pride and joy, the Imperialdramon Fighter Mode. Now, this guy doesn't really do a lot as far as the team goes with his skills. His passive skill increases his own defense by 50%, which is nice, I guess. But he increases comm allies' power defense resistance by 30%. I have no comm allies on this team at all, so that's kind of useless. But the big reason why his attack is used right now is his Positron Laser skill. It ignores the damage limit on Digimon such as Omnimon. So there's some Digimon like Omnimon that have a damage limiter, so the first 5 attacks over 1,000 damage will only do 1,000 damage. This Positron Laser breaks that. In the meta where Omnimon is like the most popular thing, he's everywhere. I don't have one, which sucks, but he's everywhere. It's, after 3 turns, or usually in the 3rd turn, which is ends up being, after my boost of Wargreymon, my Barbamon power resistance drop, generally Imperialdramon can take out most Omnimon, so that's always helpful. Increases his own counter rate, which I guess is whatever. It's not the appeal of him at all. But he does get that power boost because, of course, he is Tenacious here in this Tenacious week. So that's always nice to have. Also, it does against Gallantmon. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to see something in this battle that's going to be very unfortunate to that. So Barbamon hits his Pandemonium Loss, which is nice. I get an error on Digimon that I don't really care about getting an error on. And he's going to Fire Tornado. That's fine. And then Imperialdramon is going to come. Going to hit and not take out, really. That's just fat. A lot of bulk. And then Omnimon comes and demolishes. But let's talk about now the last 2 Digimon on the squad so you can kind of know them, get to know them a little better. So Diaboromon that just attacked there, I really like a lot. Because he was a free Digimon in an event, so you can able to get his skill level up to 10, as well as get all of his plugins. So after all that, he's got 9,400 HP, which is a lot. So his passive skill is nice. Nullifies error. Remember, I was saying that error is a skill that or a status that's really hard, that's not a lot of Digimon can prevent against. Also, you'll see how dumb Gallantmon is. He just, oh my god, he just fucking blocks everything. It's so dumb. I definitely should have won this. I should have won this, but because Gallantmon's stupid fucking shield block anyway. Increases his own power by 10% per attack received, up to 75%. So every time he gets attacked, damage increases by 10%, up to 75%. But he has also a nice error inflicting attack. His Catastrophe Cannon, his main skill, has a 420% damage, 420% damage to 3 enemies, but it's a 50% chance to inflict error on those 3 enemies. Again, error, a big stat. It's not fully protected, and against Tenacious Digimon, that is very nice. Then his sub-skill is, I guess, nice if you really need it at the back. It deals 200% damage to all enemies, increases one's own tech damage resistance by 40%. Essentially worthless in this meta because you're not going to see a lot of tech Digimon, except, of course, you see this freaking 04 Digimon here on this team that's very low ranked compared to me, so should make quick work of them, right? You should. That's how it should happen, but let's just get to the final Digimon on the team. The last guy on the team is Grankuwagamon, who I love in regular PvP, and then when he gets the boost, that's even better. So his passive skill is he increases all allies' defense by 20%. That, of course, stacks with everything else, so any Tenacious Digimon are getting a 50% boost already when they're on the team with him. You can see how this becomes a very swampy, fat metagame. You got to try to break it somehow. His main skills are he deals a lot of damage to a single enemy, increases his own defense by 50%, and his own block rate by 50%, which is phenomenal. So Grankuwagamon is around a lot. He's also got Shout, which is a 100% chance to draw the enemy's attention. So because Grankuwagamon is so fat, so big, so bulky, you can use Shout on that guy, direct all the enemy attacks to him, and use that to try to set up turns. I use that kind of later game, but then when you have things like, Omnimon there hitting everything, doesn't make a difference. Now, I was 120-4 going into this video. I played 5 games, and I lost 2. I had 50% of my entire week's loss in this video, because of course I did. Why not? Either way, guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see each and every one of you guys next time. Good night.